What is going on, Pursuit fam? Coach Stefan here. I'm with John. He's been in our program since kind of beginning-ish of January. It's now towards the end of the March, so like 2-ish months, right? A little over 2 months. Do you mind
Yep,
introducing yourself? Maybe like your age, what you do for work, kind of a background so people have some context into your results and what it's been like being in the program.
sure. John Feliciano. I'm 33 years old. I've been in law enforcement for the last 12 years. I started in 2012. Like I said, I started back in January, and I'm here with better results than what I would have imagined.
Yeah, dude. So you're 2 months in, you've dropped around 10 pounds. And I'm looking at a photo. I know it's hard for us to share right now, but before you're kind of you actually, I think you had like some good muscle underneath, but you looked soft, right? Softer.
Mhm. Yeah.
You came in around 20 and you were about what, 175, you said 5'7", 175.
Back then, when I started with you guys, I was, yeah, 5'7", 175 pounds.
Yeah. And definitely like from your build too, like you got good arms, like I could tell in that picture, but there's really no definition in the chest and the core. Right. You were at around 20% body fat. Guys, he's been
Yeah.
in the program 2.5 months. He dropped to 12% body fat. Dude, you have abs. I remember when Coach Ryan was showing in the picture, and I'm like, dude, this guy joined when? Like nuts. You have abs. Like I can count six. You have some obliques. You have the chest dip. You drop 10 pounds. I'm sure you put on some muscle. What about like your strength, endurance? Because I know when you came in the program, you had a couple goals, right? Of
Yep.
course, you wanted to get kind of shredded. You wanted to drop some fat. You wanted to gain
Right.
some muscle. Talk about the performance increase too, because I mean, you're in law enforcement. That's important.
Right. So obviously, being in law enforcement, we kind of run the gambit. You have some guys that just want to run from you, some guys that want to fight, and some guys
Yeah.
that do both.
Yeah.
So, when I came into the program and I was talking to the coaches, I told them like, look, I do want to lean out, but I want to maintain strength. I want to build strength, but also build my cardio and speed, which I know is a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
But following the program, the cardio that I have, the speed that I had has drastically increased. The muscle tone, like I notice it like periodically coaches will
Mm.
kind of change up my workout plan. And I go to pick up weights that used to be like hard for me,
Yeah.
or maybe I could only do like 3, 4, and I'm like, this feels light.
Yeah.
So I know like the strength is there, the endurance and the speed. I mean, it's like I said, it's been more than what I expected, especially in this short of a time span.
Yeah. Well, it's a testament to a couple things. Number one, for sure, you, dude, you put in the work. I- You know what I mean? Because, we have a lot of clients. Some get, I mean, most get good results. Some get awesome results like you. And usually that goes to like, how hungry are you? How willing are you to execute? You came in real hungry. And I think it's cool too, because when you first started this journey, before you came to us, you already lost quite a bit of weight on your own, right? You were
Yeah, so at this time last year, like I said, I was 5'7", but I was 220 pounds. So I ended up dropping down to 175 when I ran into you guys, when I met you guys,
Yeah.
and started the program with you guys. So yeah, I dropped 20, 25, about 45 pounds.
Yeah. It's awesome. Well, some people will ask too, okay, this guy dropped 45 pounds by himself. Why the heck did you come to us?
Because I knew that for what I wanted, like I needed to have a little more structure. Um, I was losing weight, just going to the gym and just kind of working out, sometimes pulling two a days. But what I also wanted to build was a healthier foundation that I could carry on. And so what I also needed was more assistance on the nutritional side, which is something that I didn't get. Like I just kind of was like, ah, this looks pretty healthy and
Yeah.
eat it and kind of call it a day.
Yeah.
Where now it's more structured in terms of like a calorie limit, a protein limit, and like your macros are kind of mapped out, which like helps out in the muscle building and the fat shredding and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So, and a couple things to touch on. Well, number one, you've had training before too. Like you said, you worked with two in-person trainers, one for a year, one for 4 or 5 years. But I know before you said that they were lacking a lot, right?
Mhm.
Do you feel like this program, I mean, I know you only been in it 2 months, but comparatively to the in-person training, which I'm sure was more money and more time and driving there and stuff, do you feel like you're getting more out of this program than you did with your in-person trainers?
Oh yeah, for sure. This one, it's like everything is done for you. And the other thing too, like being in law enforcement, I work shift work.
Yeah.
So, you know, gotta work nights, gotta work days, rotates every couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, with this program, it also allows me to schedule my workouts
Yeah.
and around my work schedule. I don't have to show up to the trainers at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
when I have to go back in. Then when I got off of midnight and have to go back in.
Yeah.
Um,
Because you work night shift now, right?
I'm in night. I'm working. Yeah, I'll be working night shift this week.
So I think, and look, guys, for those of you listening, when I came up with this company and kind of was like, hey, these are the people I want to help, I already knew in-person training wouldn't work for you guys. I knew it because we did it for 10 years. Coach Ryan and me and Mike, and I'll be doing it for a long time. I know I was in the military. I trained first responders. My wife's a nurse. It is so difficult because if you find, and you probably ran into this, if you find a coach that's good, and if you work with somebody in person, I hope you want somebody that's good. They're going to be
Mhm.
full, which means they will squeeze you in on their schedule. And if you're a first responder, good freaking luck. Okay. Um, and the thing too is, even if you found the perfect coach and you had the perfect schedule and you're like, nope, Stefan, I can go in with them, I'd say, okay. When you leave the session, are you getting guidance, accountability, communication? Well, no, I just go in Mondays and Wednesdays. Are they helping you with nutrition? Well, no. And you experienced that too, right? Your trainer just kind of solved
I,
one thing.
I did, especially the second trainer. Like he was great setting up my workout plan,
Yeah, for sure.
but had nothing in terms of nutrition.
Yeah.
I was
99.
kind of left to fend for myself.
Yeah. And that sucks when you're working with them for so long. And look, guys, it's honestly, and I just had an interview with one of Coach Ryan's other clients. And 99% of in-person trainers, 99.9, they don't. And it's not because the trainer doesn't know. They don't have the tools. Like they don't have the app. They don't have the things. They don't have accountability. And the gym is not paying the coach to be like, yeah, whenever you need to get a hold of me, let me know. I'll message you back. I'll get on a call with you. We do that. We designed it like that because we know you guys work crazy schedules. And like, you want to message me at 2 a.m., message me. No, I'm not getting back to you at 2 a.m. I'm asleep, but we'll get back to you the next morning. How has the experience been for the communication, accountability, scheduling the workouts based on you, like your schedule as a law enforcement?
Oh, I mean, it's been great. And especially the way that they set up my program based on my work schedule, it is what we're gonna do, what we're gonna hit that day. Coach Ryan's been great in anytime I have questions or whatever, he's always been able to just crank out a quick answer through our chat. Um, and if things need adjustments, like I don't have that piece of equipment or whatever, like he's real
Yeah.
quick to change up the workout plan so that I can reach and the goals that we have set forth. Um, yeah, it's that communication that is also one of the things that has been super beneficial. Because
Yeah.
like you said, you go in person and it's like, all right, I might go 2, 3 times. And that's a lot because they're expensive to
Yeah.
an in-person trainer. Then the rest of the week, you're left to fend for yourself. And
Yeah.
if you have questions on whether it be technique, form, weight, whatever,
Food.
um, like figure it out
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Um, and the other thing too for me is like the accountability. Like I don't like sending in that check-in form and being like, "Yo, I slacked." Like
Yeah.
it's not in my nature. I tell the rookies I train and whatnot, like I don't like mediocrity. I
Yeah.
aim for perfection. I aim for excellence. And if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, look, too, and this is part of the reason we have the process where we have a conversation with people like this on Zoom before we let them in our program. And it's not because we're on our high horse, but we do want to make sure that we have the right people come in. And the people that are the most successful, as you guys could probably guess, are the people that are pretty hungry and very much like yourself, right? Like you're putting in the work. And I know the same way as me, man. Like a lot of military, law enforcement, fire, the everyday hero community, we don't settle for average. That's not in our nature. And we want to do well. And so we've designed our program, although your program, and you know this, is specifically designed to you, your schedule, your physical capability, your results. They're not the same, but the structure and the concepts are the same. Do this on this day, this much, like this. If you have questions, I'm here for you anytime. That's pretty good. Because usually it's like, oh, here, do it like this. And you're like, hey, but what if we switch this? Or you're going to have questions, right? What about nutritionally? Or people might say, how do you work nutrition on night shift? I thought my only options were fast food and gas stations. Like figuring that out, having that conversation with the coach is kind of invaluable, right? That's probably been a game changer for you.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny because I just had that conversation with Coach Ryan
Yeah.
a couple days ago, and I'm like, "Yo, night work hits," and it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm starving, and
Yeah.
and a lot of it too is like it's like timing the different timings on in your food and other methods that can help you stay filled. And he, like I said, he gets right back to me. So and I can just make those little tweaks, make those adjustments to keep moving forward and keep my progress going.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, for being only 2 months in, it's crazy. And that's why when he shared your win, I'm like, okay, I gotta talk to John. We gotta set up this interview because I want to hear his feedback. Cause I think people that are contemplating joining or they just want to get feedback. And I mean, we have a lot of interviews with men and women,
Mhm.
people that have kids, people that don't have kids, night shift, not night shift, because we want to give a good perspective of like, we have a good enough program, good enough coaches, and good enough systems and processes to where it doesn't really matter. Like it, I mean, we really just get results with basically everybody because it is customized and you have the communication and collaboration with your coach, kind of build a relationship with them, right? To
Yeah,
where
for
it,
sure.
and from like man to man too, when you have a coach that you like and respect, you don't want to let them down. So that's just another level of accountability, right? Uh,
Yep.
and then with the app, it's pretty easy to use because this is your first experience with an online coach, right?
Yes.
Were you a little bit hesitant doing online at first?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, everybody is.
100%. When I saw it, I'm like, I don't know. Like, is this going to be what I think it's going to be, or like, is it going to pan out?
Yeah,
But I don't know. Just the way that you guys set it up has been. I mean, it's been amazing. Like you said, that communication and being able to provide both aspects of the not just exercise, but the nutritional aspect and having it customized to me, my work schedule, and what my ultimate goals are,
yeah,
been well worth it.
yeah. And I want to touch on something that I think is super important is like you had a weight loss journey before you came in. Sounds like you were pretty restrictive. You were working out a lot. Like you went balls to the walls to lose that weight.
Yeah.
That generally, I think we both agree is like not really sustainable long term. And I'm guessing you kind of hit a plateau a little bit, right?
So yeah, I knew, like you said, it was restrictive. I knew my eating, my diet was off.
Yeah.
And I knew that, I was going to the gym a lot. There were many days that I was pulling 2 a days.
Dang.
Um, and like you said, it's not sustainable, and it also really wasn't conducive in terms of like now I'm going into work and I'm completely drained.
Yeah.
So coming back to the program, I was able to obtain the same results or better results than I was
Yeah.
back then, but I didn't have that lag when I like now got to go and do things or go to work or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause the thing too, and I think you've probably had this conversation with Coach Ryan, and you know this now. I think a lot of people are very capable of losing weight. Like we see it all the time. It happens every new year, right? People lose weight,
Yep.
weight losses, whatever. You just eat less. There you go, right? But to lose body fat and gain muscle at the same time, that's challenging, especially for somebody that's not brand new in the gym, right? Like scientifically, that's challenging. You can do that. It doesn't keep happening forever. Like I've been lifting for a very long time that generally I have to do cuts and bulks now. But like for somebody that was at a plateau, I mean, it's insane to see these body scans. And guys, we don't just put people on a scale. Usually we're like, go check your body fat on a in body. Did he have you do an in body scan
No, I
or
have
DEXA
like
or
no, he has. I haven't done that yet. I have like a scale, and it based
okay.
off of like the information that you put, it'll give you like
Right.
your body fat percentage, your weight, and all
Yeah.
that.
Well, I could tell you too, after coaching like over 1,000 people just from your body fat, you're probably at like 12%. Like I could, I've just seen so many physiques. And before you were probably at roughly in the 20s. So I mean, I think it's substantial, and you know that, like you side by
Yeah.
side, it's crazy. So yeah, but like we want to know that too, because we want to look at the numbers and see John burned body fat and build muscle at the same time in the same time frame and increase his performance. And that's kind of the coin term that we help people do. We help you burn body fat, build muscle, increase performance. I know for you listening, like that is a very meticulous, challenging thing to do. Like it's kind of opposite end of the spectrum. Most people, when they lose weight, their performance does this, which I'm sure you
Hmm.
experience. Dude, my
Hmm.
energy, I'm weak in the gym.
Hmm.
That's not what you need if you're in law enforcement or fire. Like that is the last thing. You do not want to show up to work. Also, don't follow the bodybuilding program where it's such high volume that you can barely walk. That's dangerous too. Okay. So
Hmm.
there is a fine line of like challenging yourself, growing recovery, showing up to work sharp, on point, mental clarity. Cause I mean, that's something that working out does. I know you know that. You show up and you're like, I'm ready. Let's go. Like when you got to make quick decisions, you don't want to be brain foggy. You don't want to be lethargic and like, I didn't have any carbs today and my stomach's grumbling. Like those are all distractions in duty. You don't want those things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, cause that was a big part of like what I was doing. I was like limiting like they were super low.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1,000, 1,200 calories a day, which is
Oh,
super,
brutal.
super low. Um, and it was just that. It was like I was like foggy and tired. Like, yeah, I was losing weight, great, but I was tired, foggy. Obviously, again, doing the weightlifting and doing the two a days with such a low caloric intake, the recovery was a lot longer. So I'm
Oh yeah.
going in sore and it just wasn't good. And going through this has like fixed a lot of those issues, a lot of those problems.
How many days a week are you working out now?
So the way my work schedule is, like I work 4 days and I'm off 4 days. So the program I have is I lift the 4 days that I'm off
Mm-hmm.
so that I can recover, and then the 4 days that I work is when I do my cardio.
Yeah. Yeah. So that you found something that works for you, right? So you kind
Yeah.
of maybe don't even have to go to the gym on those days if you went for a run or something like that. So
Right. So I can either do them outside
yeah,
or like around the neighborhood or whatever, or I mean, I'll stop in PD if I run on a treadmill or something and do
yeah.
my cardio. But yeah,
What about nutrition, working night shift? I know the cops are going to be like, dude, how have you done that? That is from I've talked to, dude, I don't know, like a couple hundred cops, and that is like the number one boogeyman is the nutrition. How's that worked for you? Do you feel like it's this chicken, broccoli, and rice and salad and super restrictive?
no, I mean, I also use like I'll be honest, I also use like a meal plan that helps me out quite a bit.
Yeah,
So I just make sure that I take it with me so that I'm not tempted to be like, hey, I'm gonna stop off here or there and buy
yeah,
junk.
yeah,
I have food with me. All I can just stop in real quick, heat it up, and I'm good to go.
yeah.
Again, it's what I noticed too was like it was just my timing was a little off.
Hmm.
And now, like when I know when I'm on night work, it's like I just gotta time it a little later because I'm gonna be up later.
Yep.
And then, that holds me over and I'm good like throughout my shift.
Yeah. I'm glad you do that. And I actually did I forget what episode it was in my podcast where I was like, look, if you guys are on patrol or you work night shift, you really have two main options. Number one, bring your food or meal prep. And look, and I know you know this, we're non-dogmatic. I'm like, you have to do this. I don't care, man.
Mhm.
If you get in your calories and your macros, do I condone eating fast food every day? Like, no. But if you decided, oh, I kind of want to eat at Chipotle, do this, I don't care. It's all going to get you to burn fat, build muscle, increase your performance. I would actually say, like, if I coach you directly, that what you're doing is exactly what I tell you to do. Get a meal prep. Just don't even think about it. Have the food delivered to you, know the macros, bring the food with you. Because if you don't bring it with you, what's your other option? Eating crappy food and being starving. Like,
Yep.
you have to. Come on, we're adults. I know it's weird to like bring your lunchbox with you, but in the military, I had it too. When I would go out on the flight line, these guys would just get burritos and they're like, dude, the worst gut bomb food. I know you know that. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, so your other like do that and be subject and be like, oh, I don't have any control, or you take control and you bring your stuff with you and you bring the food and you have it available. And so kudos to you for taking that, taking ownership of that, doing that. And again, like you guys, when I say you guys, the everyday hero community, you picked a career field that makes it a little more challenging. It's okay though, right? Like it's not the 9 to 5 desk job. That's okay. But it doesn't mean that we can just be like, oh, it's because my job and like I'm not in shape. Like, no, 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 no. You pick that. That's what you do. It's awesome. You're a badass. And now we have to say, these are the cards I'm dealt with. This is what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to figure out solutions. I'm not going to be barrier focused. I'm going to be solution focused. And if I work night shift, this is what we're doing. If I work this shift, like you said, this is how I'm structuring it. And so kudos to you. Kudos to Coach Ryan too for working with you and
Yeah.
having those conversations and figuring out what works for you because it is a collaborative relationship. It is like,
Mhm.
hey, dude, I'm going to have you do this. Let me know if that works. You do it, you come back. Hey, this works. Or, hey, I mean, like, I like this, but let's move this. Right. So it's been a
Yeah.
lot of back and forth since the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. And even just today, he hit me up. He's like, yo, man, I think it's time to change up your cardio. Like, we're going to ramp it up a little bit. I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
He's like, next week we're ramping it up. All right, cool, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, exactly. Like what we don't do too, and this is like the difference between coaching, what we do like this in person or not in person, but like virtual in person communication is it's a push pull. It is a relationship. It's like, hey, dude, I'm thinking this. What do you think? I'm not just gonna be like, you need to do this no matter what. Like, yeah, sometimes we got to get on our clients' butts and there's an accountability portion, but a lot of times it's like, hey, I'm thinking this because of this. What do you think? And it's also education. Like I'm sure you've learned a lot since you've been in the program. Because what we don't want to do is we don't just want to do what a lot of people do, and it's just do this with no follow-up, right?
Right.
Like, hey, go run. You're like, okay, I will go run. But I know Coach Ryan's like, go do this because XYZ, right?
Right. Yeah. And that's exactly it. He's like, all right, do you want to, like, I remember, I think I hit like a mile. It was one of my lowest times. I think I was like close, like about to hit like this in the sixes. And he's like, do you want to run several miles in that time? And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. All right. Tweaked up my running and here we go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I do maintain and I try to maintain that communication too, and like especially if like, all right, if I got to go out or like if I'm traveling out, I mean, and whatnot, and I tell them like, look, I'm limited on what equipment and whatnot I have. Like, what can I do? And he sent me some like at home like workouts. He's like, just do this for now until you're able to come back, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
just at least I'm not doing anything because now it's gotten to the point where like I feel off, like I feel weird if I don't get my workout in.
yeah. Setting habits, man, making it a lifestyle. So yeah, this is all super good feedback. I'm glad the communication, the collaboration's been there, the customer service, all those things. And I mean, most importantly, we know you guys come to get results, period. Like all the other stuff matters 100%. Like, or, we made it that way. We want it to be a good experience. Sounds like it has been, but we know you come for results. And like, I mean, bro, like proofs in the
Yeah,
pudding, man. Like the
yeah,
physique change, the muscle, the fat, the performance. And you've seen this too. You've seen the chat. It's not just you. right? Like you see that chat go on and it's right. Like it's other people besides you. And I
Yeah.
think that's the testament to just see like that we're doing it with everybody, different pace, different goals, but
Right.
yeah. So the last thing, and I think most importantly, kind of most importantly is, obviously probably other LEO are going to see this. You've been in what, 12, 13 years in your career.
Yeah.
This is what you've done most of your entire adult life. What
Hmm.
would you say to somebody that's in law enforcement that's trying to get in shape that, is on the fence or that is contemplating it? Like, what would you say about this program and what would you tell them?
Look, I would tell them, look, I was there. I was on the fence when I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw Pursuit come up, and I was on the fence on to whether even reach out. I mean, I would say just dive into it and do it, because the goals that you set, you guys are going to help us reach it. I mean, yes, part of it does fall on us to actually follow the
100%.
plan and be
Yep.
consistent and be able to hold up your end of it. But the game plan that you guys will set up for us will lead us to success to obtain our ultimate goal at the end of that road.
Yeah. 100%, dude. You said it well. And I tell everybody, like, and I mean this in a gentle but like loving way. If you're not hungry, don't join the program because I can do everything for you, but do it.
Right.
I can. I really
Yep.
believe this program. I will go above and beyond with a client that really needs help. I'll jump on calls with them. I will, and this, Coach Ryan, too, all of our coaches, we will do that. But if you come in and you're not hungry, and you're hungry, obviously, you're serious about your goals. And it takes, I won't say it takes a special type of person to do online because we do work with people that have never stepped foot in a gym. And a lot of them actually do really well too. But it's like if you come in and you have that, and actually we just met with Josh and he's like, dude, if you have a little bit of hunger, everything will be taken care of, right? You don't need to
Mhm.
know every single metric and goal before you get in and be like, hey, coach, this is exactly, no, dude, just like, this is where I am. This is my life. This is what I have going on with me. This is where I want to be. That's all I'm at. And the hunger, right? And the tenacity to do it. And dude, you put in the work. I asked Coach Ryan too, like, who is crushing it? And obviously we saw your wins in the chat. I was like, dude, I got to do an interview with him. And it's a testament to you. You're putting in the work, dude. I'm freaking proud of you. The whole team is. I know this is also just the beginning, which I'm like, how jacked and shredded will John be in 6 months? Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Obviously, like the support is all there from the community, from the coaches, and yeah, man, it's definitely been like a team effort. Um, with Coach Ryan and Coach Bryce was there at the beginning,
Yeah.
and but yeah, man, like you said, I mean, you got to have that certain hunger. Like if you, like you said, you can map it all out, but unless me or like the individual actually does it, it's kind of all for nothing.
Yeah. And that is actually, I think, probably the underlying fear is like, will I do it? And I will say this, and maybe you can add to it. A lot of people that's joined our program in the past are like, I'm lazy, or if the coach isn't there, I won't do it. I challenge you. I challenge you because I think that if it's laid out, if you know that somebody's checking on you, because if you don't do it, we'll reach out. We're going to be there. We'll call you. Like, like we'll make sure you're doing your stuff. So if you have that level of accountability and it's laid out, I think your motivation would change.
100%. Because I was kind of like that, like where I would kind of go and then like fall off, but I had nobody holding me accountable.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said, I do not like it's the same way I work with my supervisors and whatnot. I do not like looking bad.
Yeah.
So I know I'm like, I got to get it in this week because I know Sunday I got that check in for him, and I know
Mhm.
Coach Ryan's gonna be looking at that.
Yeah. And it feels good for your coach to be like, dude, awesome job. You're crushing it like that. You want to talk
Well,
about confidence and like in a healthy way, an ego boost. Like, yes, I'm executing and I should be proud of myself and I'm showing up and I'm freaking doing it. And like, that is just a winner's mindset, right? Like it all goes in. And we know, guys, it's the financial investment, it's the emotional investment, it's the investment of like you telling your coach, hey, I know you're putting the effort. I will meet you here and do it like man to man. And then also just your own personal accountability. So it's like layers. We designed it that way. And that's why the people that are willing to put in the work, which I mean, that's why we kind of make sure, who are getting in is a good fit and they're ready to put in the work, and works basically every time. So, but obviously, you know, I don't take anything away from you guys because I've had online coaches. We have some people that have had online coaches that gave really bad customer service. And I do think there is a component where you have to want it. And a lot of our clients do. We have a really cool community. And I think it's just the community we work with. We know you guys, everyday heroes, you're not lazy people. You are not lazy. But what you do need is you do need structure, you need guidance, you need direction, and you need accountability. If you have those things, very confident you'll do well. And you're 100% a testament of that, bro. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good job, man. I look forward to continuing, watch your wins. And I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to jump on with me, man.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.